At the moment, most of the sites that are being sold in and around the Greater Sydney area are smaller sized developments like your duplex sites, your townhouse sites, and smaller DA approved apartments. So the guys that we're noticing are buying off the plan really vary from area to area. We have an investor market which is still strong in that 5 to 10k radius around Sydney CBD, but in the more established suburbs, the infill suburbs of Sydney, we're finding that the owner-occupier type market is more popular. The commercial and mixed-use developments are popular at the moment because it does give the developer a spread of risk between a commercial component or a retail component on the ground floor or the first floor, and then having residential above. And that risk spread at the moment in the marketplace is important, because if the owner-occupier or investor who's buying residential property is a little softer in terms of market, well then that is made up for the strength in the retail and the commercial market. So the ideal site size at the moment is one where the developer is able to develop and sell all the property off the plan. It sounds a little silly, but it's true. So that there are a number of areas that are always popular in Sydney: Lower North Shore, Inner West, Inner South, Eastern Suburbs, where the size of development is not that important. It's, am I able to sell that product off the plan to a ready market? And that is the key thing that you should be looking for when buying a site. Industrial is always popular because there seems to be a strong appetite for the owner-occupier strata industrial market, which makes up that 100 to 250 square metre with some mezzanine, and areas like the Northern Beaches, always strong. Southern suburbs, inner south, always strong for industrial. But we're also noticing that there are larger superannuation funds, larger organisations that are buying bigger tracts of land in the Rust Belt of Sydney, your Milperra, your Revesby out to Eastern Creek. Those areas are all of a sudden popular because those who don't want to participate in a residential market want an alternative, and industrial seems to be the sweet spot at the moment. My final advice about buying a site is that you've got to have a package which you know is going to appeal to a certain buyer market. So if it's investors, you look for location. If it's owner-occupier, you look for those locations that you know that you aren't going to have any difficulty attracting the right client at the right price.